Well, hello Paula and friends. Here we are again from Hamilton, Alabama, and tonight we're doing something really special. In our little area, sometimes, I've told you it's hard to go out and eat. It's hard to find different kinds of food. And my husband will not eat anything that's white. White rice, white potatoes, spaghettis, and all that. So I've had to modify a lot of things to make our meals interesting. So tonight we're going to have one of his favorites, and we're going to start with our fennel, some onion, some garlic, and we've got some yams. And what I do with my yams is I wash the skins and I clean them very well, and then I parboil them. I cover them with water, bring it to a boil, put some salt in there, and I boil them till they're just fork tender. And then I'm going to slice them in slices, and then we're going to use that to make our Philadelphia cream cheese fennel and yam au gratin, and man is it delicious. So now I'm going to show you what all this looks like after I've sliced it and I had it in a sauteing pan with some butter, and it starts browning. Here we are at our saute pan, and I've just sliced the fennel bulb and washed it really nicely, cut the tops off, and sliced it thinly like you'd slice an onion. I also sliced the onion, and I minced my garlic, and I put about a half a stick of butter in my saute pan, and I've just been sauteing those until they're tender, because to me fennel's a little bit tough, and I like to make sure that mine's really tender when everybody bites into it. So I just started with the fennel. I sauteed it for about 10 minutes. Then I added the onions and sauteed it for about another 10 minutes till they got translucent and started to get a little bit of color on them. And then I put my garlic in so it would get tender and translucent, but it wouldn't burn. Also in the other pots I've got the rest of my yams that I've parboiled, and the reason I do that because yams to me are a little bit difficult to peel, so I parboil them, I add some salt to give them a little bit more flavor, and then I slice them the thickness that I want them to be in my au gratin, and then I peel them at the very end, and it just slides right off, and it makes it so very easy. I've got my cream cheese back here softening, and we're going to take it over to the station where we're going to put it all together, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to add some heavy cream to that, a little melted butter to my Philadelphia cream cheese, and then we're going to layer this with our yams and with our fennel and our onions and our garlic, top it off with a little Gruyere cheese, and we're going to bake that in the oven for about 35 minutes, and it is absolutely delicious. I hope you'll try it. Now I'm over at the station where I'm going to assemble everything, and first of all I'm going to show you guys how I make my Philadelphia cream cheese sauce to go in my au gratin. I've got 16 ounces of cream cheese that's softened here, and I also have a half a stick of butter. Because, good thing my husband doesn't have a problem with butter and those sort of things and fats. He doesn't. His triglycerides is the problem, so he cut out simple carbohydrates and he went to all the yams and that sort of thing, and it really made a big difference. So what I'm going to do is blend this so that when I start stacking all my stuff together, that this will be thin and I can just pour it on. I'm just mixing that a little bit, and you really need your cream cheese to be very, very soft. It makes your work a lot easier, and mine may or may not be quite soft enough, but we're getting there. I haven't let a thing of cream cheese defeat me yet. I'm also going to add some Gruyere that we've grated. Now this way I don't have to worry about layering everything and making sure I've got it all just right and sprinkle. I'm going to put it in here. And also I'm going to add my whipping cream. 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Now when I do that, it toughens up my cream cheese a little bit sometimes, but it's coming together, and we'll be able to pour this on top of our yams and our sauteed fennel and onions and garlic, and it is just superb. Now I'm going to get all that out inside the whisk so that we get it all incorporated, and that is going to be delicious. Now what I wanted to show you also is what the yams look like when they come out. I told you that they're so easy to peel once you do that, and this peel comes right off. And so I don't have to spend all my time working and getting blisters on my finger trying to peel my yams. I just put them in that parboil, and then off comes the peel, and into the bowl they go. And then I layer those in, and we're going to show you how that all goes together in just a moment. And this is going to be lovely to go with our grilled chicken. I've got some yeast rolls back there that are rising, and what I do with those is just once they get completely risen, I just take a handful of dough, squish it down, make a little pita shell almost out of it, and throw them on the grill, brush them with some olive oil. We wrap our chicken up in them, and we have this for our side dish, and it's wonderful. I hope you'll try it. So we're about ready to assemble. Well, here we are ready to put things together, and it's so great to cook at home. You know, the kids are all here, and so if you hear doors slamming or someone say something, it's just life around the house, and it just makes it so enjoyable. And you pass on so many great traits to your children, and they see that the pride that you take in something that you actually make for someone, and the energy that you put into it, and it just shows the love that you have. So it's a great thing that we do here in this house every day, every night we have dinner. It varies from time to time what all it'll be and how complicated it'll be, but we always have a home-cooked meal, and a lot of it is thanks to Food Network. We watch it all the time, and we love cooking with cheeses. And so my Philadelphia cream cheese sauce was a little bit thick, as you can see when I was mixing it up, so I put it in the microwave just for about 15 seconds and stirred it up again. Now I've got one layer of yams that we've sliced and peeled, and this is our fennel and our onions that we sauteed, and I'm going to put a little thin layer of those on here. So I'm going to have two layers. So I'm going to do yams. And in here in Hamilton, yams and sweet potatoes are interchangeable. We use the same language for them all, one and the other. And you'll have a sector of people that call them one thing, and one sector will call them something else. But they all are basically the same thing for us, even though there is a difference between yams and sweet potatoes. All right, now this is the sauce. This is my Philadelphia cream cheese. 16 ounces, a cup of whipping cream, a half a stick of butter, and some Gruyere cheese that I've put in there that I've mixed together. And you see how easy that is. It just fills in all the little nooks and crannies. And I'll smooth it just a tad, and we're going to put our next layer on. And all we're going to do is just layer these on there. It doesn't have to be in any particular order whatsoever. We're going to cover all the surfaces if we can. Some will slide into the edges. And it's just fun. If you got children, if they want to help you do some of this, I think it's wonderful. Encourage them to do all that they can. My daughter wrote an essay, and the thing that she said that she liked that we did best together was cooking. And so that was just quite a blessing to hear that being said. And so here we go with the rest of our fennel, which is a little bit of a licorice taste, but I love it. And this is the onions and the garlic. It's just going to add and round that flavor out. Of course, they were sauteed in a little butter. And I'm telling you, there's just nothing that can replace butter. I try not to use an excessive amount, but if I'm using anything, I want to use the real thing. And so I always use real butter. And typically, I'll have to admit, use salted butter because I just like the taste of it so much better. All right, so there is our second layer of that. So let's top it with the rest of our Philadelphia cream cheese sauce. We want to make sure we get every drop of that on there. It's going to be so creamy, it's going to be nutty, it's going to be salty, sweet, and savory all at the same time. And it's just a wonderful, sweet, savory little dish made with these yams. Now, we're going to finish it off with a sprinkle of Gruyere. And I'm loving it already. I think we've got dinner guests from Texas here tonight, and we're going to show them how we do it here in Hamilton, and hopefully they will enjoy it. Now we're going to put it in the oven at 350 and bake it for about 35 minutes, and we're going to show you what it looks like when we dish it up. Well, I definitely wish you could smell this. It smells so good in the house. It's just amazing. You can see here that this is bubbly, it's brown, it's cheesy. The cream cheese is creeping out around the edges. The Gruyere's melted on top. And here we go. Let's just serve. I should let it sit for just a moment, but I'm just going to put a little bit on the plate and show you what it looks like. It is absolutely fabulous. Just go ahead. Well, here we are, and I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. The kitchen smells wonderful. Everybody's getting hungry. The Gruyere is melted on top. The Philadelphia cream cheese is bubbling around the sides of it. The yams are perfectly tender. The smells of the fennel and the onions and the garlic all blending together, and the cream, it is just fabulous. It's nice and brown on top. It's pretty to present, and this is what it looks like plated up. You've got those great orange yams and then the golden cheese, and I put a little sprig of rosemary next to it just because it's a savory dish, and it's great. I've had a fun time doing this. I hope that you'll definitely give this recipe a try because it's a great alternative to using like a white potato in a dish like this, and it will become your favorite if you'll just give it a try. So this is our Philadelphia cream cheese yam and fennel au gratin. And I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.